You know what? We didn't get a chance to talk about this. And I know that you talked about it on your own with George last week, was the comments from Khabib about Ireland.
Go. Let's hear it. What's your...
I didn't listen to yours, so I want to
Okay.
Can you give me a recap on what it was?
Look at my whole thing was this is, first off, Khabib will always have a resentment towards Conor. Okay. And he associates everything, Irish with Conor. The truth is there's a lot of really good fighters out of Ireland. Some really good fighters. And Paul Hughes being one, and he's fighting Usman, who is the nephew of Khabib. And so that's how this whole thing kind of, got put out there and stuff. But, no disrespect, but what I was trying to say in the end was the Irish fighters are fantastic. There's been some great Irish fighters out of there. Conor's not the only one.
Yeah.
I also went with population. Look, Ireland's got a population of close to 6 million. And I was comparing it to Dagestan. I said, if you look at, Dagestan as a country, and you realize that, it's got a population like the state of Nevada.
Yeah.
Okay. And you take a look at the number of world titles that have been won from people in MMA there. Okay. Comparatively, it's pretty remarkable, the level of what has come out of Dagestan, and I'm not just talking about Islam and Khabib. We're talking, okay, you can say Umar and Usman too, but then you can go into, Movlid, and you can look at, all these guys, Magomed Sharapov, and all these people that have been coming from Dagestan and maybe not become champions, some of them, but man, they've been right in the mix and just tough as hell, and no one wants to fight them. It's an impressive place that, is there that Khabib is proud of. He's saying, our level's here, their level's here. Okay, whatever you want to think, you can. But in no way do I think that Ireland doesn't have great fighters. They've had some great fighters. Conor being one. At one time, Conor was great. He may not be the same guy now, but there are still really, young, good fighters. We saw how many when we go to, Dublin, Ireland. Did we not love going to Ireland to watch some of their guys fight? Yeah,
no, we
because they're fucking entertaining and they're tough as nails. But do I look at it like Khabib was trying to disrespect someone? No, he's being honest in his opinion, but his opinion has a bias based upon one person too.
Okay, I would say that maybe it sounds like there's a bias, but everything he said is factual, though, John.
Did I say anything different?
Everything he said is factual. They are good fighters there, but none of them have reached the peak outside of Conor, at the level of which Islam and Khabib, and now you're saying Umar, now Usman, and other guys that are coming up. And like you said, Movlid and these other, Ghazi Rabadanov just won the PFL. Maybe they're not all winning in the UFC, but they're all having a lot of success to put them right there at the top. I mean, you have Hassan Magomed Sharapov, who's probably going to make a splash wherever it is he decides to go if he does stay with the PFL.
Yeah, but and he could stay at 135 or he can go to 145 too.
Well, he's at 45 right now. I think he plans on probably staying there. He's got tall, long, lanky like his brother at 145.
Yep.
And I don't look at it as what he was saying was a stick at them. Like, he's not trying to jab at them, like, hey, but he just was like wanting people to, the reality of it is you have Paul Hughes is a stud of a fighter. I underestimated him against AJ McKee. He came out, he's got Canada in his hands. He's somebody that he fights very true to his style. Good boxing. He's got good kicks. He stays tight with his defense, doesn't get himself out of position. And you can tell by the way that his body frame is, it takes a lot to knock him off balance. When you hit somebody and they don't move, like a Chris Curtis, it takes a lot to kind of knock him off balance. I know he was slipping and sliding everywhere tonight, but you see Paul Hughes, man, like you hit him, it's like, oh, that's okay. Nothing. He can just touch and he can absorb your shots and he can counter off of it. He can move you backwards slowly. He doesn't leave himself out of position. Very technical fighter. Very. I look at James Gallagher. Very good on the ground.
He doesn't get a lot of credit. He's a good goddamn fighter.
He doesn't get a lot of credit because people thought he was a Conor wannabe in the beginning.
That's right.
Which almost felt like he was trying to be that guy. But the bottom line is he's got great grappling. You look at when you talk to Patchy Mix, even though Patchy Mix caught him, it's like, look, his grappling was better than I thought.
Yeah,
it was a lot better than I thought.
He was a lot better than I thought.
Yeah, he's like, I thought I was gonna walk right through everything he did. He's like, he was a lot better than I thought. That says a lot because Patchy doesn't give a lot of people a lot of credit, knowing like, hey, I'm better than them, especially when it comes to the grappling area. They've got guys that are there. They have come out of there. You know, that kid, what's his name? Is he from Ireland? It's Kieran Clark.
Kieran Clark. Oh yeah,
he's a stud grappler too. He's another one. You know, you know, you've had good fighters that have come out of there. Just none of them have reached the level of a Khabib or an Islam or an Umar or Usman
besides Conor.
Yeah. And
I understand that.
And the other thing too is that you're not seeing new, fresh fighters come out of there like you're seeing out of Dagestan. And I will tell you this: I've talked to a couple promoters. They can't and don't want to sign all the ones that they possibly could out of Dagestan because they need to have a whole roster of nothing but fighters out of Dagestan. And they could. They're not to knock them. It's not a knock. They're a dime a dozen. If one's not working out, I could drop that one and pick up another one at any moment. That's how many there are in Dagestan that I could pull that are at a high level right now as we speak. And like Khabib said, don't come into this gym and whine and cry. I'm tired. I'm sore. I'm this. Nobody cares. If you go home, your mother will feed you, give you some hot soup. She'll, give you warm clothes. She'll take care of you. She'll do that. Go home to your mother. Okay. In Dagestan, they don't care. Somebody else is going to be here getting better while you're at home. That's the mentality. And he's not wrong. And so what he said was, maybe it wasn't meant to be a disrespect, but it was factual. It was true, and I can't say it anymore. He is not somebody, especially now where he's out in his life, he doesn't need to take digs and jabs at people. He doesn't care. He's not that type of person to begin with normally.
First off, name the time that you can remember that he was braggadocious.
Yeah, he's not that guy. I mean, like, unless you're in the gym with him, he'll brag the shit out of you.
No, that's him. Just
he'll brag to you about how he took you down, how he controlled you, how he'll do all those things. Yep. So don't like, for me, I never let it slide. When I would take him down, I'd be like, remember that time? Remember about 20 minutes ago when I got you down? Remember that? I would run it for like a couple days. Remember a couple days ago, I tripped you and took you down. Remember a couple days ago, I put you on my shoulder. I would always talk hella shit, only because I had to get it in when I could.
Yeah, because there weren't that many.
No, there wasn't that many of them. No, it wasn't. There wasn't. This episode is brought to you by BetUS. Make sure you guys YouTube 150 for the promo code. Also, Element, use the link in the descriptions down below. Any product you buy from there, they will send you a bonus package of product if you use our link down below. Element's amazing, man. I love it. And I want to say thank you, man. Thank you guys so much for continuing to support us.